will really be mad that you don't hate yourself. Sorry, Pookie, that is your sport, not mine.
Hello, beautiful and exotic women of the world. People need you to need them to tell you who you are. And the second that you don't look to others to define you, you become their next target. How dare you have a sense of self? It is offensive to narcissists and low energy, low vibrational people for you to be self-assured. It is like a crime in their book for you to be self-assured. I can't tell you how many times I've been in different social settings and people have said little snide remarks hoping that I would try to jump to defend myself or try to overcompensate to prove that what they're trying to assume over me isn't true. And when I don't, and when I just let them say things and, sound stupid and look stupid, it is so funny to watch them squirm and be uncomfortable because they thought that I would react to them trying to get me to defend myself when they're trying to put some nonsense on my name. I never felt the need to defend lies or to defend someone's attempts to get me out of my character. And that's a covert way that people try to get self-assured people to come out of their peace. Because you have to understand, when you are a self-assured person who is comfortable in their own skin and knows who they are, there is a level of peace that you have that people would pay good money for. And this peace came from trauma. It came from being misunderstood and kind of just surrendering to the fact that people are going to misunderstand you. And it came from years and years and years of being rejected and pushed aside to the point where you were kind of forced to just love yourself regardless. So this is peace that you had to put skin in the game to get. This is peace that you had to work extremely hard to achieve. And so when you come around and you're just exuding peace within, peace with self, you are going to tick off people who need you to be uneasy, unsettled. They need your nervous system out of whack. Because when you are in that state, you are easy to manipulate, control, and abuse. And you also lack self-identity and sense of self. So it's easier for them to infiltrate your life. And if you find yourself struggling with this or anything else when it comes to dealing with women and men in social settings, click the link in the description box to set up a personalized consultation with me where I will send a tailored video recording to you to cover whatever it is that you're currently going through, currently dealing with, or wanting to work on. So go ahead and click the link in the description box to check out the different packages and testimonials as well. I've had some great success with my most recent clients, so you can go ahead and check out those in the link down below. And so when you come around and you're just like, yep, I know who I am and what about it? And you just walk with this effortless ease, this effortless peace. People are going to act a fool. Like literally yesterday, I was at my dance class and I did something that was a little bit more advanced than what the class was doing. And my instructor, and she's done this before, and I know I don't really have a problem with her, but she just tends to call out when a student is doing something that is a little bit more advanced or a little bit more leveled up than what, the rest of the class is on. And she just always feels the need to call that out when I do it. Everyone else can freestyle and do what they want to do, but when it comes to me, oh yeah, you were going so fast. You were doing the... It's just like, why do you have to point out what I'm doing? I'm chilling. And so literally, the old me would have probably laughed it off and tried to, make the situation less awkward. Because when people do this stuff, they're trying to make you feel awkward for being excellent. Like in this case, I was doing something and I looked good. And she was probably a little threatened by that because we're not in a level 3 class, we're in a level 2 class. So she felt the need to pinpoint it to make me feel weird or to make me second guess myself. But literally, as she was saying that, I kind of just was like, I just nodded and made a smirk, and I was just like, okay, yeah, and what about it? And I just kind of turned my back, and as I was turning my back, she was still trying to make a joke out of it, and you could just hear the enthusiasm in her voice would go down and down and down because I wasn't entertaining it. I wasn't giving her what she wanted, which was a reaction, which was for me to explain myself or apologize or whatever these weird fucking people want you to do when you make them uncomfortable with your excellence. I'm not going to explain myself or apologize for that. And you're not going to make me feel bad for it either. So I literally ignore people when they try to bait me into explaining why I decided to do something that they perceived as really cool or different or, out of the norm. If you're confused about that, you need to take it up with God. I don't know what to tell you. But when you're self-assured, people will just always be trying you at every point in your life. Like, it doesn't matter if you're at the supermarket, if you're at a social setting, a social event, if you're at the gym, if you're at school, if you're at work. It's like someone's going to always test your boundaries. Someone's going to always test you to see she's self-assured. Let me see if I could take her down a notch. Let me see if I can mock her or make her feel bad for, something that she's clearly good at, to see if she'll shrink or to see if, I can get her to second guess herself. Surprise, surprise, you cannot. So I just find it funny that people do this. And I think the best way to combat people who are upset or bothered by your self-assurance and you knowing yourself is to literally just be quiet. Just be quiet. Silence sometimes is the loudest answer you could ever give. I find that when people overstep by trying to make me second guess myself because they're intimidated by my excellence, I just let them talk. I literally just look at them blankly and let them say whatever they think is going to make me feel bad about myself. And I just kind of look at them blankly. And then as they keep going, because when you don't answer, they're going to keep layering it on because they feel awkward that you're not, responding. So they're going to keep talking. And as they keep talking, you can start to look away. You start to get on your phone, you start scrolling, maybe turn your back, maybe reach down and scratch your leg. I don't know, something. But you just, after they start to dig themselves a deeper hole of being a hater, you could just start to look disinterested and just be quiet. Because when you're quiet, when you're silent, you let these people actually hear what they're saying. And if they're smart, they would stop talking after a while. Because they don't want other people to catch on that they're being a hater. They don't want to make it too obvious. Okay? So that's just my solution. Some people may be a little bit more forceful than me. I have had my years of approaching people or clapping back. I feel like there is a time and place for that. If it really calls for it, absolutely pop off. I'm from a place where that is something that we do all day. So I've learned how to tone that down and not be that person anymore. But if you absolutely have to go there with somebody, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to be a little puss. I'm saying just don't always give people the satisfaction of trying to quickly respond to them or answer back. Sometimes you need to kill these people with silence. Because that, again, is one of the best teachers when you're dealing with people who are doing covert stuff. Because if you have an outburst and if you lash out, people are going to look at you like, oh, wow, she didn't even say anything that serious. Whole time you know what this person is trying to do, Don't let people bait you into something like that. Just deal with them silently because they're trying to be covert and sneaky so you can be covert and sneaky right back. So ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts down below on people not liking that you know yourself, you like and love yourself, and you're self-assured. How have people reacted to you being self-assured in the past? I'd love to hear your comments down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.